starting of strong at the St. Catharina Church, also known as the Big Church. The Big or St. Catherine Church in the Dutch city of Nijkerk was built in 1461 and rebuilt after a city fire in 1540. Nowadays, the church is usually called Big Church and no longer St. Catharina Church. The church is still used for church services. In 1594, the church officially became Protestant. The Big Church in Nijkerk is known for its beautiful church tower, which was voted the most beautiful church tower in the Netherlands by the public in 2012. Although the church itself is certainly worth a visit, it is the tower that attracts the most attention. The tower celebrated its 10th anniversary as the most beautiful tower in the Netherlands on Friday evening, October 21, 2022. They did this with a memorial light that remained lit every night. The church is 38 meters long, 21.5 meters wide, and the roof is 23.5 meters high. The church tower rises above everything with a magnificent height of 57.2 meters. That's it for the church. Let's move on to the next flight. We start the second flight from Pirate Island. This is a playground located in a park on the western side of the Corlear district. Corlear is a district in Nijkerk. This project was started in 1989. The park has a winding walking path that runs through most of the park. If you follow this path, you will pass playgrounds, fishing spots, a skate park, but also a large sandbox where you can play with water in the summer. Here we see the western and somewhat older part of the district. In the central part of the district, there are a number of street names that end in "goed," such as Husselmansgoed and Ortmansgoed. These names refer to farms that were in this area before it was used for new construction. There are streets named after Nobel Prize winners, such as Asserhof and Debbiehof. There are also streets named after field names, for example, Venteler. The part we see here is more focused on ships. Here, streets are called Galleon and Bodder, named after types of ship. But you will also find names like Starboard, Port, Cabin, and Compass. If we look a little further to the right, we see the Die Terrassen district. This district was built from 2007. Around 800 homes were built. In the district, there are many streets with names of butterflies. The main street of the district is called Vlinderlaan, Butterfly Lane. How about we fly towards our next part of the city? It is a place where people come together to work on their physical health. Can you guess what it is? If you said a gym, you are right. We are taking off to look at the Next, one of many sporting facilities in Nijkerk. The gym is the left and lower part of the building. It is located next to Sporthal Corlear. The Next offers you the opportunity to become completely fit by using different types of equipment. You can do this alone, but the Next also offers personal guidance. These trainers can create a training schedule or even a customized diet plan for you. Let's quickly head to our next destination because the birds didn't quite like me here. Let's take a quick look at this building. This is Hotel de Rode Schuur. This translates to the Red Barn. The hotel is just outside the city where it is nice and calm. This makes it a perfect place for people on business trip or just looking for some peace on vacation. Because the hotel is placed here, it gives people the opportunity to have easy access to the highways A28 and A1. Let's fly to our next location. Taking off just in time to see a train arrive at the station. This is a Sprinter headed for Utrecht Central Station. One of its stops is here in Nijkerk. The station was opened in 1863. Do you see the building next to the train? That is the station hall. It was opened just 2 years later in 1865 and is still being used to this day. This railway is part of the Central Railway, and it runs between Utrecht Central and Kampen. It has a total length of 100.9 kilometers. The sprinters are not the only ones using this railway. It is also being used for cargo trains, and as we can see here, the intercities. Intercities are trains that only run between the bigger stations like Utrecht, Amersfoort, and Zwolle. The sun is setting, so let's get the drone on the ground and see what tomorrow brings us. Welcome to the Salentine. Originally a 16th century farmstead called Groot Vanneveld stood on this site. In the 18th and 19th centuries, the estate was owned by the Van Westerveld family. They expanded the farm. The country estate that was created during the expansion was called Salentine by Heribert van Westerveld. From 1957 to 1977, the Salentine was used as the Meelust Children's Home. Because the building was outside Nijkerk, the children's home moved to the vacant orphanage in the city. Now we are off to the last location of the video. Welcome to pumping station Hertog Reinout. In 1863, the windmill Hertog Reinout was built for drainage purposes. The steam pumping station was built in 1883 to drain an area of approximately 3,000 hectares. The windmill lost its function and was converted into a home for the operator of the steam pumping station. The pumping station was in service until 1983, when an electric pumping station took over its function. The steam pumping station was restored in 1985. Since then, it has been regularly open to the public. The pumping station is put under steam approximately 12 days a year. That is it for this video. I hoped you liked it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Hopefully I will see you at the next video. If you have any suggestions where I should fly next, let me know in the comments.